And somebody goes a little bit too deep for the Gladiators and they burst them down.
Striker there as well, playing a little bit on his own, and there it is, FD God already an environmental kill to his name, and that is a smug smile for one of the newest additions to San Francisco now, as they got a bit of aggressiveness in the back line, and with a rush composition, that Violet needed it. He was clinging to life just barely now, as the Shock play very compact here, very much a death ball setup, but once some of those key components of that composition start to fall apart, then the Shock really struggle to stay in this fight. Chukova now has an opportunity to stall the point for a little bit longer, and he'll get to 70%, especially with that mini diva. It keeps it alive a little longer.
Composition. You want to get onto the McCree, the least mobile of the heroes, as Kempster connects to the pulse bomb there. Striker almost kind of jumps onto it. But if you go onto the McCree, you're dealing with a Batiste, you're dealing with a Reinhardt as well. A lot of damage for that Winston.
Oh my! That was beautiful. Obviously, the fire strike there helping a lot. Nero really, makes his Batiste much more of a valuable pick now, because that amplification matrix takes on a completely different aspect. Another environmental kill for FD God. That is 3 so far in this round, and he is really showing up. There may have been doubters, I may have been one of them, but right now he's silenced every single one of them. San Francisco look to retake the point now, and it'll be one fight territory for the Gladiators. Francisco, crucially a sound barrier, now tactical visor for Nero. Moves forward, that defense matrix is going to be depleted awfully quickly, and Super steps up. It's pretty much a home run for a Shatter. Striker doesn't need too much value from the Deadeye, as much of that has already been gained. He has to roll back. Defense matrix protects him from the Kempster, who's desperately probing for some kills. Violet goes down, but it's too little too late for the Gladiators, and the Shock, with quite a wacky composition for this kind of match, sort of have, accompanied by Mercy. She's just not meta right now. And there goes Mira, straight down. Hoban's able to finish the kill here. I think Nero stays alive if he gets high enough in the air. Nice work by Shu to complete that kill, but that leaves it open, and Super pounces.
That'll be both supports, as Shock able to keep their supports alive during this fight. As the Gladiators, they didn't really need to kind of go up there and constantly challenge.
100%. Now Nero returns to the point. The Shock is still in charge. 87% to 30. The self-destruct will buy some time, and with Violet going down, that is a glimmer of hope here for the Gladiators. Nero soon follows. Hoban's hit with a biotic grenade, and finally the Gladiators get back in control.
We touch on it for players. Say, hey, do you want to come win? Yeah, a lot of players pretty attracted to that. Now we get to see Striker here on Tracer.
Use nano boosted for a time, but really can't do too much. And the sticky bombs just punish him in the corner still. Mira's able to reciprocate and get rid of FD God. Super's primal. Whoa, looks like that one's blasting off again. 73%. And bonk. Gets put in jail. You know what kind, chat. Pulse bomb gets thrown on FD God there. But it's going to be traded out here, and the Primal Rage on the point for Muse. He'll be able to force Super away, who's hit with a biotic grenade. The Nano Boost was a good way to start the fight. A great whip shot from Skewed to make it half a Super to find his target. Violet goes down now, and Nero's just going to get ruined, and the Gladiators, they're going to make this one competitive, Matt. They're going to make it interesting. One apiece on Ilios. To the map as possible. Bubble given to Muse. He dives in, takes a ton of damage, and Nero finds the headshot finish on him.
Reinhammer, 76. The flash.
The drone is available. Might need to be used for Super here. Muse looking dangerous. It is the Gladiators in control of the point right now. Strike is sleeping on the job presently, and that's a shatter from Matthew Cashew Delissi. The charge was almost perfect. Muse is knocked away, but in the meantime, Scoot has gone down, and the Shock are back in control. Very late on this Graviton Surge, but it is good enough. Deadeye used in the background by Striker does very little to dissuade the Gladiators from going for a re-engagement late in the fight.
Yes, Mirror throws a cell
exploding on them. An attack visor here from Nero. Doesn't really seem to find a mark. They get rid of Muse. There's an Amp Matrix in the way as well, but no one from the Gladiators was far enough forward. Still, Matt, Bobby's down, and the way is clear for the Shock to move to the point.
Yeah, and they kill Muse there, so you get rid of the main tank for the Gladiators. Nero, beautiful track and taking out Mirror up in the over.
Here it is, gets a bubble, everything given to Muse. Look how low Striker was here. Muse only took 100 damage, and yeah, what are you supposed to do about the electric monkey in your backline? Very comfortable cleanup for the Gladiators here, puts the Shock in dire straits.
with prime here to touch.
Super on the wrecking ball. He's able to touch the point, keep it going here. Focusing beam doesn't quite find a killer. Mira tries to duplicate it. Batiste gets shut down, and this might be the shot trying to come back into this fight, but Muse has found two, and that's both supports down to his hand. Striker has no choice but just to push forward, try and go all gas, no brakes. He hits the flash, but gets taken down straight after, and this is what it looks like when you have no healers. The San Francisco shop, they're out of options, they're out of time, and the Gladiators will take the first map in this California clash.
Space gets on to contest. Nice Maywall there from Nero. Almost blocked Muse from getting back to the
Immortality Field had to be deployed there to keep Super alive, and again, Super capitalizes instantly on the Amp Matrix and throws a Fire Strike. That's 100, well that's 200 damage rather, straight to the face. It's very, very hard for Muse to deal with that kind of burst from an enemy Reinhardt. FD God, he's hunting. Looking for the McCree, juggling now. Birdring gets himself some health, and that's classic FD God, and that's what he brings to this roster. It's a messy fight, and the Rhine returns, but Muse essentially finds himself with Moth only, and Moth is lucky to be alive. He went for a sound barrier in mid-air and wasn't picked off. Still, though, that's not enough.
And those are the plays that FD God is going to bring to this team that, you know, for how good Moth is on the Lucio, we didn't really get to see from Moth that often. Those aggressive plays, you know, hunting down above.
Muse drops down. Here's the Blizzard though, he walks straight into that one. The Deadeye going to be coming out here from Birdring. May have just been to reload now as he's challenged on the high ground. He drops down, but again, Muse is the first pick here for the Gladiators. And when at their Reinhardt, it falls apart when Striker comes to collect.
You're gonna be, look, in Rush, it's very difficult when you're gonna lose that Reinhardt.
Had to keep his shield up until he got back behind that May wall shatter. Attempt interrupted by the Blizzard, if I'm not mistaken. He's not able to quite drop the hammer as he would have liked to here, and this has been awfully one-sided so far, Matt. Another checkpoint here for San Francisco, and the Gladiators seem to be listless.
Yeah, Muse gets absolutely nothing with the shatter. I believe it was stunning pace. Deadeye here. Striker gets a little bit of a speed boost. Moves past the M Matrix, but doesn't even matter. Super with a shatter knock space to the ground is, this is going to be the shot completing the map. 3 minutes and 57 seconds, and it's a little
low. Okay, so Amplification Matrix here. This Maywall will get taken down pretty quickly, but FD God is removed by Shu. What can Violet do from this position? Sits back. Amped healing going over towards Tricobin's direction now, but it's a brawl on the point. Great freeze coming out there from Kevster, and the Earth Shatter from Muse is definitely gainful. The Gladiators look very good when it comes to attacking here as well. San Francisco.
The Gladiators.
After they lost Muse, I think, as well.
And maybe it was to keep Space alive. Space was quite low, but a Super with a shatter there looks like he got frozen mid-shatter. A sound barrier now here for the shock as well. This fight's kind of devolved into chaos.
That's messy. I mean, FD God goes for a beat. It works. It's not enough because Violet's Immortality Field is too far to the left. Super is just outside of it there, and that's what cost the shock in the end. Yeah, he would have lost the shatter anyway. But
Gladiators, when they went to go take the high ground, had to double back because the payload had made it so far. The shock can fight for the high ground.
Nero, a little bit too close to the front line, though. No Immortality Field and a gigantic shatter from Muse. Super's able to pick himself back up and find that kill, but the shock are no closer to gaining control of the card here. Violet, though, looking dangerous. Ever dangerous, this man. He's going to have to go back into the castle and the whole time. They don't have to wait. Oh, my. Okay, that's a headshot through an Ant Matrix. Yeah, Birdring didn't stand a chance. Immortality Field thrown down. Space is able to get rid of that, but has to trade his mech as a result. FD God goes over the edge. Normally it's his opponents. Look at how low Super and Chokyobin are, but that's enough. They'll stay alive, and oh, another D-mech. Very undesirable there for Chokyobin, but he doesn't want to throw himself off the map. He fancies FD God doesn't want to play too high up, otherwise it takes too long for him to touch the ground and get the feed. Deadeye from Striker. Okay. For a moment there, it looked like it might be possible. There's the Shadow. That's a big one. 3 get knocked down by that one, and Birdring playing from a very safe position is able to still get Violet there somehow. That's big. Sound Barrier, though, got used by the shock, and that keeps him fighting fit for the time being, but FD God is the only healer right now, and he's gone.
I mean, he was just playing in the line of sight of the Amp Matrix of Birdring.
Used Maywall applied on the right side of it this time. Oh my God! Oh. That is disgusting! Muse straight on in, gigantic shatter. Still the shocker standing somehow, some way, but it's going to be a pretty easy cleanup now for the Gladiators. That is what you love to see. Muse waking from his cryogenesis, only to be told that he's a world champion. It's been 5 years.
Super-S type of shatter, you know, the jump around the corner and just, you know, pre-shatter there as Super gets quite low. Ant Matrix used here by
It actually looked like a bunny hop shatter. I don't know if that's what happened, but well, we'll see. Violet goes down, Immortality Field also removed. Birdring get a little bit too close for comfort, and Striker punishes him for that. Trichoban is desuited now, 1:23 on the clock, and the Shock are pretty disparately spread over the end of the map right now, and Mock will be booping them away. Striker will be getting pummeled here by Muse, as it will be all hands on deck for the stall attempt here for San Francisco. Another nice shatter from Muse, though. Immortality Field needs to be dealt with first, though. And now the Shock are doing a good job of staying alive here, just dipping toes onto the point. We're going to go down inside a minute.
Yes, sound barrier used here for the Gladiators because they know they need to get this across the line. There's so many players coming out for the Shock out of the spawn. That's a nice breakup of the Deadeye there by Birdring. Is Ant Matrix used, trying to keep Muse alive desperately. This will be a self-destruct. Players from the Gladiators have to get around the wall. Now it's going to be the Blizzard that comes in from here.
And Muse couldn't get away from that one. That Deadeye from Striker does get interrupted, but it buys two crucial seconds, enough time for Super to come back onto the point.
Around the corner to kick
Maywall a problem, Birdring patient, patient. Kempster down though, Striker finds him. Looks like he pushed a little bit too far and the Immortality Field wasn't in quite the right place. Super, Mary Poppins as he holds the shield to the sky, but it doesn't save Violet or Trick in space. A gigantic self-destruct guarantees the Gladiators a chance to stay in this map right now. Yes, they'll be playing from behind, but they're still in this. Is what they had to work with. Here's how that last little fight went down. This is how Muse sort of gets blown up, and that's what Kempster, that's how he falls to his demise. Here's the bomb over the top, man. Oh, the boot!
That'll be an early pick. So it'll back the Shock.
Oh my!
They get Kempster. So and the benefit of the Shock is having so much time to work with, right? Now you can start to just work your way up towards the point. That'll be the Ant Matrix in the high ground from Shu, but it may not be enough.
I mean, an attempt there for Birdring to go for a flank with a Biotic Aura pop by Violet keeps him alive under the scrutiny of McCring, and now Striker's going to flash fan his way. I mean, I think Solmin Su's ears are burning right now, but it doesn't matter. San Francisco, look.
I mean, he is frontliner here as McCree, but...
Are you saying what's the... Oh my, okay.
Okay.
Instantly takes a hit off Birdring.
All right, so he gets two here. Rips Birdring's head off. Is Mir able to get two in return on the Zarya. So
move through the car wash. So great start here. Smurf just dives very deep on in, and Violet finds Mirror here as well, causing some serious. He doesn't miss.
I mean, the
he
guy
doesn't
is
miss.
insane.
What is going on?
I mean, the guy is insane aim. Like, this is when we talk about Violet, the one hero that they don't play him a ton on is the Ana, so you can put him on McCree here when you bring it in the Ana. Very interesting. Kempster though with a big 2K with the pulse bomb.
Yeah, perfect timing.
They all get both supports.
That's exactly what the Gladiators needed here. Car's been allowed to make some progress now. Smurf again, just a drive-by to the high ground, confirms there's enough players to justify the use of Graviton Surge now, and Trichoban is extremely charged up, ready to rumble, and the Gladiators are getting pushed back into their own spawn now.
Smurf gets a bubble, takes some of the high ground here. As the Gladiators should be able to contest. As yep, that's going to be Kempster getting onto the point. And when he recalls...
Whilst they're being kept busy by Smurf.
Yes, they wrap around the opposite way. This is a Deadeye that comes in from Violet as well. He's going to connect one. This looks like an all-Shock yet again.
Oh, wow.
So they should be pushing the cart through. That's a 3:20 they complete it on the clock. When he jumped up and kind of clipped those boxes, I thought he was in a lot of trouble. Muse, he's going to get stuck inside of a grab. They end up using the nano there. So they end up...
I mean, he's everywhere right now. My Graviton, and he catches Glister. That's probably not enough. Okay, EMP catches a lot, but Smurf is Primal Rage, and this is about to get really nasty now. There's about to be some gizzards hung on the walls, but the cart gets to the point there. I think it's San Francisco. Slight oversight, perhaps. Slight.
Everybody was so into that fight on the high ground, they forgot there was an objective.
They just love the game, Matt. Can't take it away from them.
Yeah, too much Warzone in the offseason. Forgetting that there's objectives in this. In their offensive push was kind of wasted, stalled. You see the mirror just gets burned down quick. Those are shots from
oh no,
Violet in Twilight. Big pulse bomb here from Glister.
This is a tough...
Okay, so now they get a
This
hold.
is a tough part of the map to play from by Zaya, right? Like, we're watching Mirror stuck on that stairwell until they deal with Smurf. He has Primal. Oh, this is so wrong! Smurf is going absolutely wild. It's monkey magic in the stairwell, and the Gladiators were held there for 20 seconds, and now they're just getting embarrassed by this man. That's wrong.
That's a casual 4K and a smile there from Smurf.
Nano boost there, Zaya. Okay, grab on Glista. Glista's just... he spent most of the round suspended inside these Graviton Surges, poor guy. Mirror gonna go forward now, looking pretty well charged up here. Takes a bunch of damage. Very low, and Violet is absolutely unhinged, Matthew. This is ungodly. A sensational McCree performance from a player we've only ever seen on flex support. 3 seconds left, Matt. Time is ticking. Smurf is at it again. Okay, slept. That's going to slow him down for the time being. Birdering switches to the McCree, gets rid of Violet. Biggest threat, or the shock, arguably taken off the table, but Smurf swings. The Flying Fists of Fury are back again, and no one can shut down this Winston. Smurf, he'll have his cake, he'll eat it too, and then he'll have the whole bake shop for himself. That's how this man operates. We're in overtime, but Mirror's gone down. He'll get the stick, but Smurf is still alive. Scoot's forced to back away, and Violet is back on the scene. That bubble won't last very long. A reload now, and Kevster better make himself scarce because the sheriff's in town. He's looking for his next victim. In San Francisco.
High ground. Doesn't have a shield.
Okay. Mirror's down. It's traded, though. So Hangzhou for Bastion. That favors the shock here.
But you can res this, though, if you really wanted to, if you're the Gladiators. Yeah, they res the Bastion.
Matt, they really wanted to.
Huge part of the damage.
They really wanted to.
Yeah.
Nero, Groundhog Day for him. He's just getting picked up and put back down so many times. Dizzy. He's rezzed. Kevster playing again. Nero has a barrage, but again, no real safe opportunity to make use of that. Okay, another kill. No resurrect available for the Gladiators for the next couple of moments here. Oh, the kinetic grasp. Oh, the barrage only gets Violet there. Big kill nonetheless. Still not enough to keep the Gladiators alive. And ultimately, the Shock come up with a pretty elegant solution to kind of a difficult...
using the Valkyrie, so Gladiators may try and fight this again.
Striker, hard ask here, has a Dragon Strike, so maybe you can create some space with this or find a kill, but really Kevster's been quite annoying on the point. Pretty hard for Striker hit. Okay, the Gladiators don't touch the point enough. Striker there as well is like, well, they got me, but we got through that Bastion nightmare.
Players still lingering here for the Gladiators. All right, there goes one. There goes another, but you have some players down. So far for the Gladiators here on point
Sigma
B.
Shield lasted all of 2 seconds. Sure going to try and do the same here with the Ant Mage. Oh my, okay, Striker's able to find him there. FD got running interference, good distraction I guess. Muse needs to touch the point. He fortifies just to do that and shrug off the Earth Shatter, but still Super gets in his face. Stalling now on the point, going to be very, very difficult for the Gladiators to pull up now. Kevster just sort of dashes on there and gets taken down almost instantly. Wrecking Balls here, Super playing behind Muse right now. We'll need a top up, but again, even with that Resurrect, very hard for the Gladiators to touch. And after a little bit of a slow start, which you would expect.
You don't have to really worry about the McCree then.
Ever felt useless? Well, look at Choi right now. Mini Diva behind a Maywall, not a great place to be. Space able to find 2 quick ones here, and the Gladiators, they come up with a good solution. They bring the Symmetra out. That is a platinum ranked special, but it works just as well here as it did on that fateful night.
Well, look, with Amp Matrix on the high ground for both teams, see if Super can land this big shatter.
Very clever. The May is still behind him though, yeah. He's able to get the shatter off and buy a bit of time, but the fact is that Mirror is able to sneak in behind him. Great block on that shatter though. Perfect stuff. Muse just gets absolutely rolled there. Super eventually goes down. This Blizzard may not catch too many people. Striker gets rid of space after the D-suit now, and Blizzard ends up getting thrown into no avail. So
their hero pools in the offseason.
Doomfist can have a lot of value here, even with the Symmetra Wall in play. The McCree would have been pretty average to use at this point. Immortality Field has to be used for Super, and that sticks around quite a while. Super may have bitten off more than he can chew, though, when, yeah, Kevster is charged up and beams him straight on down. Trichoven still has a self-destruct here, but can't do much to stop Mirror from freezing his teammates. He'll take to the sky now. Mirror's very low with no ice block available, and Striker is back in the fight. It's a hard ask for the Gladiators to take the point here.
Yeah, no. I mean, 2 characters that are just so good at stalling with Diva and May alive, especially when Nero has his ice block. As
quickly built another Ant Matrix. That is some of the silver lining here. Deadeye from Striker catches Moth. Oh my! That's a sound barrier off the table now. Super plunges head first into enemy lines. sees that immortality field thrown down, so he backs up, gets healed, and goes again. San Francisco looking a well-oiled, really, quite a versatile DPS player. Today is astonishing. That wall is incredible. Muse, yeah, again, you're a cake topper, mate. Just get used to it.
We've talked about it a little bit, amongst us, where, yeah, Nero is playing with Guangzhou for 2 seasons. And last year didn't get to play that much.
He's on team with Happy and Eileen.
Some visa stuff. Yeah, and splitting time with Happy and Eileen. This player's very, very good. And I think now you get to see is the Shock just finishing off the Gladiators here. Just how good Nero can
Matt,
be.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. In San Francisco, just as lethal as ever, if not more. And Striker, was that a yawn? You cheeky lad.